Alright, welcome to the video walkthrough on your 2018 Windsport 34P. I'm going to start in the back. Your backup camera, you have visuals on that and a screen on the front. Coming down to the side, a ladder to get on the top to check your roof. We recommend doing regular roof maintenance at least 2 or 3 times a year, if not more. Most ladders have around a 250-pound capacity. Coming to the back, this is a receiver for towing with an 8,000-pound capacity, perfect for flat towing vehicles, trailers, anything you might want to take with you. With a 7-way. Coming around to the side. Storage available there. This has plenty of outside storage. Access to your generator here. Fuel, obviously unleaded. More storage. This is 50 amp service. This is your 50 amp short cord. About 25-30 feet long. They do make extensions if you find you need one. Below that, cable inlet. So if you go somewhere there, it provides cable. You can hook it through there. Or if you have receivers and you want to hook up a portable satellite, you can do it through there too as well. Everyone's favorite part of their camping trip, draining their tanks. So you have your gray and your black here. Gray is your sink and your shower. Your black is your toilet. That's the gross one. You have access to do it from underneath. A cap for there. This is the cap for your sewer. We always recommend hooking it up, doing your black tank first, letting that get all the way dumped, then doing your gray tank to kind of flush out the hose. You do have a black tank flush that's right here. You kind of follow it up. It's hooked to a sprayer in the black tank designed to spray stuff out as you're dumping it. I recommend using that every time you dump your black tank just to keep it fresh and clean. Outdoor shower here. City water connection. That's what most people end up using. But this camper is perfect for stopping and going. So there is a fresh tank and that is on the other side. We'll show you how to fill that up. Water heater. Here's your drain plug. 15/16 is the socket size for that. They make tools for it. They're kind of like open-end wrenches. They're kind of a pain in the butt to use. I recommend a cheap ratcheting wrench and a socket just to keep with you. Before you drain it though, you are going to want to relieve your pressure. You pull this open. Water will sputter out when it stops and the pressure's been relieved. Then you can take your cap off. Close this real quick. There we go, all closed up. More storage. This camper has plenty of outside storage. It's all storage. This one has access to some electronics. So your inverter for the refrigerator, your program for your auto stop on your generator, which you can turn on from the inside. But these are all your settings, so you can set it to be how long it'll run for, what temperature it'll start at, if your battery drops below a certain voltage, when it'll stop, or when it'll start and when it'll stop based on time. Controller for your slide. It's more for a technician if he has to replace it or reprogram it. Access to batteries, hydraulic reservoir. Close that up there. Around to the front. Hood. You will have keys so you can open the hood and do all your chassis maintenance and stuff like that. We, Camping Worlds, do not do chassis service. You'll have to take it to a Ford dealership or someone that does. Here's your propane. The easiest way to tell which door is your propane. It'll be the only one that doesn't lock. That's for safety reasons. And you have a, let's see, it's kind of hard to tell capacity on it. 26.2 gallon tank. Quite a bit of propane. Again, more storage. This will be your ladder to get to the bunk in the front, which we'll demonstrate when we go inside. Furnace. Previous owners already installed the screen here. I definitely always recommend these. Keeps the bugs and stuff from getting out. If you ever see any stuff on there, you can use an air compressor to blow it off. Just recommend blowing this way so you don't blow anything further into the furnace. Again, more storage. Outdoor power. All your outdoor power is GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit, so if you plug something in here and it trips, it'll trip all of them. When we go inside, I'll demonstrate how you reset it. It's a very typical GFCI outlet. Again, more storage. Outdoor TV, remote for outdoors, so you can watch TV outside. When you close these, just be careful. There's a lot of lift to them. Excuse me. And these are not waterproof when they're open, so don't expect this to shield your TV from rain. If it's raining, definitely close your TV, close it up. That way it stays dry. More storage. This is what we were talking about here with the fresh tank fill. It's gravity fill. Just open it, rest your hose in there, turn it on, it'll start filling. If you start seeing water sputter back out this way, it's full. There's a meter inside to tell you when it's full, so you can prevent that. Outdoor kitchen area. It's a very nice kitchen area with a mini fridge. This is 120 volts only, so if the camper's not plugged in or running on the generator, this isn't going to work. You have temperature settings there. The nice thing about these is they're not RV specific fridges, so if this were to ever fail on you, you can pick up one from Walmart and replace it yourself. Outdoor kitchen area, you have a underneath here. It's a pump for the sink. It doesn't drain by itself. It'll fill it with water, and then you'll have to run that to suck the water out. And then right down here, you have a propane quick disconnect. So if you are gonna bring your own grill, if you have anything like that, you can hook it through there, and it runs off of the camper's propane. Starting on the inside right here, you have a couple different light switches. This is your battery disconnect, so if your camper is unplugged, you can go like that. It'll disconnect the battery from everything, preventing it from being drained. Make sure when you're using it, it's connected. You have your on-in controls, out and in. It's a one hit, so you hit the button, and it's going to automatically start going out. When it's all the way out, it stops. And you just hit in, and it starts rolling up by itself. You can turn your step on and off, that way it's not always opening and closing when you're opening and closing the door. Step well light. So you do have a light down here to light up your steps. It's not bright now, but at night it does help if you have to leave the trailer for anything, so you don't trip over anything. Coming in, we'll start at the front. Just kind of get the chassis stuff, cab stuff over with. Turn the key to on. If your key is in the on position or accessory, your awning will not work. That is a safety feature to prevent it from opening accidentally if you were driving down the road. Backup cam. So it always turns on if you have that, if you go to that setting. So let's see, go home, camera view. But otherwise you have your traditional radio, it's Bluetooth. You can Bluetooth your phone to it and whatnot. Push and hold. Sorry, you can power it off that way. Just like that. Right here you have a sunshade. If your key is in the on accessory position, that's the furthest it'll go. Again, a safety feature, so you don't put it down too far while you're driving and then you can't see. If your key turns off, it will now go further down. Cab light. Generators stop and start here, and then you have fans. Again, for the fans, the key actually has to be on. You have passenger side and driver side. Turn those off. Traditional HVAC controls. This one has USB port. Then you have two 12-volt outlets. Over here is your auto leveling, your camper actually has to be running. Then you can turn it on. Say ready, jacks up, letting you know the jacks are up. When you're ready to auto level, you just hit auto level. Oh, as the right parking brake has to be on. There we go. Press enter to confirm. Then you can hit auto level. Then it'll go through and do its leveling. While you're leveling, you don't want to be moving around your camper too much, shifting weight or anything like that. It'll just take longer to level. It might throw it off and be an inaccurate level. While that's doing that, we'll continue up. Fog lights. So if you're driving on a foggy day, then you can have your fog lights on. Emergency start. What that does is if your chassis battery were to ever be dead for any reason, you can hold emergency start and it's going to divert power from the house batteries to allow you to start. Very nice feature. Then you have your mirror controls. Mirror heat, so you can have heated mirrors. A lot of people, the good advantage of these drivables is you can take them anywhere, anyway. So if you have to drive through some cold weather to get to the warm weather, you can heat up the mirrors. It's going to keep going through. It'll tell you what it's doing. The leveling system is hydraulic, and that's what the hydraulic fluid is for. There you go. When it's all the way out, it stops. And you just hit N, and it starts rolling up by itself. You can turn your step on and off. That way it's not always opening and closing when you're opening and closing the door. Step wall light. So you do have a light down here to light up your steps. It's not bright now, but at night it does help if you have to leave the trailer for anything so you don't trip over anything. Coming in, we'll start at the front. Just kind of get the chassis stuff, cab stuff over with. Turn the key to on. If your key is in the on position or accessory, your awning will not work. That is a safety feature to prevent it from opening accidentally if you were driving down the road. Backup cam, so it always turns on if you have that, if you go to that setting. So let's see, go home, camera view. But otherwise you have your traditional radio, it's Bluetooth, you can Bluetooth your phone to it and whatnot. Push and hold, sorry, you can power it off that way. Just like that. Right here you have a sunshade. If your key is in the on accessory position, that's the furthest it'll go. Again, a safety feature, so you don't put it down too far while you're driving and then you can't see. If your key turns off, it will now go further down. Cab light. Generators stop and start here, and then you have fans. Again, for the fans, the key actually has to be on. You have passenger side and driver side. Turn those off. Traditional HVAC controls. This one has USB port. Then you have two 12-volt outlets. Over here is your auto leveling. Your camper actually has to be running. And then you can turn it on. Say ready, jacks up, letting you know the jacks are up. When you're ready to auto level, you just hit auto level. Oh, as the parking brake has to be on. There we go. Press enter to confirm. Then you can hit auto level. Then it'll go through and do its leveling. While you're leveling, you don't want to be moving around your camper too much, shifting weight or anything like that. It'll just take longer to level. It might throw it off and be an inaccurate level. While that's doing that, we'll continue up. Fog lights. So if you're driving on a foggy day, then you can have your fog lights on. Emergency start. What that does is if your chassis battery were to ever be dead for any reason, you can hold emergency start and it's going to divert power from the house batteries to allow you to start. Very nice feature. Then you have your mirror controls, mirror heat, so you can have heated mirrors. A lot of people, a good advantage of these drivables is you can take them anywhere, so if you have to drive through some cold weather to get to the warm weather, you can heat up the mirrors. It's going to keep going through. It'll tell you what it's, and there we go. When it's done, it'll tell you the jacks are down. Keep an eye on this so you don't shift it and park and try to drive away. Remember, your jacks are down. And you can shut it off when you're done, and shuts the system down. Right. Coming back here, a couple more controls. So we have some water in the fresh tank from testing. You can hit and read all the levels. Let's get a little closer. It tells you low, full, third, 2/3 full, stuff like that. Very easy to use, very traditional. Your slide controls extend and retract. So there's your slide right there. Water pump, if you need to use water from your fresh tank, and then you have your water heater on propane and electric. Your bed controls here, so you can turn that on or off. To use your bed, you have some safety pins you'll have to pull. One on each side. Pull that one. Pull that one. Come back over here. Hit lower. Oh. And the bed lowers down. It operates through a hybrid Schwintek system using these rack and pinion style rails and a cable. There are two motors, one on each side, and they want to stay in sync. And the best way to do that is when the bend's all the way up or all the way down, hold the button for a little bit more until you hear the whine of the motor stop. That ensures both of them are at the same location. Spot to hook up your ladder so the kiddos can get up there. We do not recommend stacking any mattresses higher than this. It'll cause stress and pressure when it's going back up and cause the motors to, again, go out of sync. If we move around this way, TV for up front. Dinette table turns into a bed. So what you'll do is you come down here, you have this little lever, pull that aside, push the bed down, rearrange the back cushions, put them on there, and you have a comfortable spot for a guest to sleep on. Another good thing you can do is have it lowered, turned into a bed, and then you have spots to put items while you're traveling, especially since the slide is going to be close to around here, and it will be a little difficult to get to bigger items in the back. Previous owners replaced the couch with theater-style seats with reclining, and you have storage in the center as well. Light switch for lights above there. Outlets for charging your phones or whatever you need while you're sitting here. Main thermostat. So this is for the main AC and the heat. So if you want to do heat, obviously turn to heat, turn it to your desired temp, and your furnace will kick on. If you want cool, turn it to cool, desired the temperature, and your AC will turn on. Your AC has a couple fan modes, high and low auto, and then on, high and low. We recommend auto. It allows the compressor to cycle on and off. Keeps the AC from freezing up on you. If you were to run it on, it would just constantly push out the cold air. Button for your, for your inverter, for your refrigerator. This is your auto gen start, stop, so you can enable it throughout here. Refrigerator is a residential style refrigerator. That's why it needs the inverter, because the inverter changes 12 volts to under 20 volts to allow you to run this while you're going on the road, or if you're off-grid camping and you can't use your generator. We'll pan back around this way. Kitchen area. Light for over there. Microwave. This one's a standard kind of residential microwave. Again, if the camper's not plugged in, it's not going to work. The nice thing about it is it's a lot larger than a traditional RV microwave is. Cooktop. Again, our traditional RV cooktop. Turn to light, twist this like up, lights right up. Perfect if you want to boil some water, or if it's a chilly cold day and you don't want to be cooking on the fire outside. Coming over here, more switches up there. One on the left is these lights. One on the right turns on and off the main lights. This lifts up and locks in place. To unlock it, it's a two-handed procedure. You lift up on the table and push these in. It's quite difficult to do with a phone in my hand, but they both will go in like that, and then it will fold down. Plenty of storage. Cabinet, it's all set up. You can get access to water lines and power if you want to add a washer and dryer in here. Bathroom, nice double vanity. No arguing over who gets the sink first. With your main GFCI. So if any GFCI were to trip, it's going to trip this one right here. Outside one, that one, anything with the little sticker on it. If it's tripped, you'll see that little red light. You'll come back in and reset it. Light switch for in here. Main light above the vanity. And then this is your main bathroom light in there. Speaking of bathrooms, we'll come to the bathroom. The actual bathroom. It's your light switch for in here. Shower. A lot nicer shower head than what traditionally comes with these. Sliding glass door with a latch. Keep a mental checklist of things you need a latch so it doesn't move. This is one of them. You don't want it to be moving when you're traveling. Fan in here. It's set to a draw. It's going to suck air out. Previous owners already have the max air covers installed, so they're open on the back, but they're covered on the top. It's kind of louvered too in the back, so rainwater won't get in should you want this open while it's raining. Toilet, traditional foot pedal, porcelain toilet. It's going to feel a little bit more like home there. Come on over here in the bedroom. Your TV. So the bedroom has a TV as well. You can see we get very decent channels just off the antenna alone. This does have a built-in antenna. The fixed antenna, no cranking up. And there is some hidden storage back there as well. Thermostat for the AC in the bedroom. This just does the AC in the bedroom. They are ducted together, so they kind of work in unison. But it's the same concept as the one up front. Light switch for little makeup counter, or whatever you'd like to use this here, and then your main bedroom switch. This is your controls for your rear slide. Both your slides are the same type of system as that front bed up there, so when you hear it open, all the way open or all the way closed, wait to let off the switch until you stop hearing the whine of the motors to ensure they both stay in sync. Mattress, brand new mattress. And then there's access for us to do, or if you do, if you're handy, you can do your own repairs for all the electronics and stuff that's underneath, and that is all right here. So this is your breaker box. All your breakers for your 120 volt stuff, and then all your, this one is a fuse compartment for all your 12 volt side of things. In this compartment here, well, not compartment, but panel, there's 4 number 2 square bits to pull it off. And back there is where your pump and the drain for your fresh tank is. That way you can do your own winterizations, splice into the pump. There's already a fitting there for that. And then the drain for the fresh tank is back there as well. Back has an emergency exit window. Lift this up. The window pivots out. There are some of them that pivot out and to a certain point full. Then you can safely exit the window should there be be a need to evacuate your camper. You have a separate radio for the back. B being outside and A being inside, which is those speakers back here. So if you want to listen to music just outside, you can turn those on. That'd be zone B. You can Bluetooth your phone to it, listen to your own music. I know a lot of the times when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can't even get radio stations. That's perfect for that. And push and hold to turn it off. Lights above each side of the bed. That way if someone wants to turn on the light in the middle of the night and read, they absolutely can. Leaving the bedroom, you have this sliding door, which actually, it doesn't necessarily lock, but it latches closed, so you do have a little more privacy than some of the ones that don't lock or just a curtain. Come back through, we'll finish up explaining some safety features and some pointers and some tricks and tips. So, excuse me, and I misled you. This is an adjustable antenna, but it's not a crank up. So you push and turn to tune in a signal. They're HD, they work very well. Over here, smoke alarm, standard 9-volt battery. If that starts beeping on you, you throw a new 9-volt in it. You have an LP alarm in here as well. Let's try to locate that. Sometimes they put them in some tricky spots here. Another GFCI outlet underneath there as well. I want to make sure I find it for you guys. Right there. It's a carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm. It is hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there aren't any batteries you have to worry about changing on this specific unit. However, if your house batteries start to die, maybe you left them connected and lights on while you were storing it and the batteries got drained, this will start chirping about every 30 seconds. Just like a smoke alarm at home would. If that were the case, plug the camper in, let it get charged up, and that beeping should stop. If it's a loud, audible alarm, then you know there's an issue. Calmly evacuate the camper, turn off the propane, leave the door open or something, give it some time to vent out. Then you can come in and investigate. I find most of the times maybe people didn't turn a burner off correctly. They can be sensitive to overtly flammable fluids. If you use too much hairspray, I've seen that happen too. Some of the older ones are very sensitive to RV antifreeze. If you spilled any near it, not that you would over there, that could set them off as well. And the last little tips, these slides, this one in particular, you can see kind of how close it is to the ground. There's still a bit of a gap. You can see. So just make sure this area is clear of any large debris, stones, rock, toys, anything like that. You don't want your slide to grab it and drag it across the floor as it's closing. Then you have to get the floor fixed, and it only gets worse if you don't do anything. All right. That concludes the virtual tour of your 2018 Windsport. Hope you guys get a lot of use out of it. Enjoy the heck out of it. We really like these Windsports. They're perfect for just going cross country and just enjoying life.